Hi everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. As some of you might know, I am a holistic practitioner in the garden route. I'm a specialized kinesiologist and a therapeutic massage therapist, and I run two wellness programs. The one is Radical Transformation, how to transform your health and then your life ultimately within 90 to 120 days. And I have another program called Journey to Love, and I find that once us little human beings, we first need to grapple with change on a physical level. We tend to shy away from dealing with the mental, emotional, spiritual transformations. I think it's because we are human beings and we can be so earthbound sometimes. So radical transformation addresses change on a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual and energy level, but mainly on the physical level. And then after that, we move on to the heart, purpose, soul, journey work, all the yummy stuff. But yes, so as a kinesiologist, when I started practicing, I realized that the body is the messenger, and we're able to, with muscle testing, tap into the body to see what is causing stress, what is causing imbalance, and then how to correct it, or what information that people need in order to be able to come back into balance and find homeostasis. And through the years, I've been practicing now for about 17 years. I've obviously kept studying, kept researching, and things change. Our climate change is becoming a reality for us. The environment is becoming a lot more toxic. Our food is a lot more toxic. So there's quite a lot of challenges that we're dealing with regarding our health. So that led me to research and study some other things. And I've subsequently then come up with this program, which I've been running probably for about 6 years now. I started it before I came to the garden route 3 years ago, but I've now modified it and developed it to what it is today. So in this program, I've put together a manual and a guide, or a formula, because it can be quite overwhelming. It's amazing having Google nowadays, the Oracle. Google knows everything. It's wonderful, but it's like there's so much information. There's so many different views on how to get healthy. Do you do intermittent fasting? Do you not eat? Do you just drink water? Do you just breathe? Do you do high protein diet? Do you do only fruits and vegetables? The blood type diets. It's what do people do? It's very overwhelming, and I don't profess to have all the answers, but I have come up with a protocol that works, and been using it for the last 6 years, as I said, and receiving fantastic results. And so I'm not professing that I have all the answers, but I do know that my program does work. The big key to my program, though, is that you have to do all the work. As a facilitator, I can only guide, but when a client comes to see me and they present with some issues, they have to be willing to actually show up and do the work in their lives. That's not my responsibility. But and we're not always ready to do the work, and that's also okay. Sometimes we just realizing that something's out of balance, and we start searching for information, but maybe we're not ready to do the work yet, and that's also fine. What I've learned is that you will do it when it's the right time, and that's fine. Normally people will come to me with an issue. The issue could be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, or they might just be stuck, or are looking for their life purpose. Maybe life feels a bit pointless at the moment. Kinesiology is wonderful to help with all of that. Because of the times we're living in, I see a lot of people with allergies, and more and more and more I'm seeing people with autoimmune disorders, compromised immune systems. So that's kind of where I focus. And I think for me the biggest message that I would like to get out there is that our bodies are extremely intelligent, and I think, we've also been led to believe that our bodies break down, something goes wrong, and then you need a medical intervention or some form of long-term chronic disease management. And I have seen that that's not the case. If you give the right intervention and the right support to your body, the body actually heals itself. I've seen fantastic results. People that have been told conditions will not change, that have completely healed. People that can see again. People that had tremendous memory loss issues, who've recovered from that. So I live in hope that miracles can happen every day, and as the months go by, I'm more and more amazed by what's possible when people show up and actually do the work. And when I say work, it's really not work. The work is making the decision to prioritize yourself, to take care of yourself. So often, especially us women, we show love by loving everybody else. We give and we give and we give until we're depleted. And when we're loving everybody else, we think we feel love. And we can burn out. What's that saying? You can't pour from an empty vessel. And I see that a lot happening with women, that they just end up with nothing left to give. And then they land up at my door with antidepressants, anti-anxiety tablets, problems sleeping, sleeping tablets, and that sort of thing. So the big work in my transformation program is that you have to make the decision to, at least for 90, 120 days, to put yourself first and make yourself a priority. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my program. A lot of my program comes from what I've learned as a practitioner, but also what I've applied in my own life. The biggest blessing that a person in the healing field, the biggest blessing that we have, fortunately, unfortunately, is that we end up having to learn a lot of the hard lessons ourselves, and those traumas, those struggles that we go through end up becoming our blessings to the world. So I can honestly tell you that everything in my manual I have literally done myself, learned the hard way, struggled through. There is nothing in my manual that I impart to people or I tell you to do that I haven't done myself. So I know exactly what it feels to have parasite die off and detox symptoms, and I've done the whole program myself a couple of times. So what I've learned over the last few years, and again, what I'm speaking about tonight is not a universal truth, it's my truth. I'm not trying to convince anybody, I'm just sharing with you what's true for me. And if it resonates for you, you are welcome to contact me, and then I can share the program with you, and we can see if we can create some change and benefit for you in your life. So what I've learned to be true for me is that there are really only three things that cause a disease or imbalance in our lives. The first one and the main one is stress, perceived or real stress, because whether it's perceived or real, your body actually has to have a chemical reaction taking place in order to deal with stress, put you in fight and flight mode. So when you're in fight and flight mode over a long period of time, it has a repercussion on the body's coping abilities, and when you're running on adrenaline all the time, there are repercussions on your digestion, on your hormones, and so forth and so on. So the biggest cause of disease is stress. The other one is toxicity. We live in a quite a toxic environment, unfortunately. Most of our fruits, in fact, I think all of our fruits available commercially is sprayed with pesticide and fungicide. Most of our vegetables are sprayed with pesticides and fungicides, and unfortunately a lot of our meat, as you all know, I don't have to, this is nothing new, contains antibiotics, growth hormones, and so forth. So, you know, that saying, you are what you eat. If you're eating a lot of chemicals and pesticides and heavy metals, that's what you are. You're a walking, a little toxic soup petri dish. And over time, we become what we eat, you know. So toxicity is the second cause of disease in my view. And then a third one, which is an area where I really focus on, is pathogens. When, I don't know about you, how old you all are, but when I was at school, I'm 50, we didn't even learn about microorganisms or the microbiome. We learned in biology about cells. And unbeknownst to me until about 10 years ago, turns out that our bodies contain more microorganisms than cells. Yep, you're a walking petri dish. And these microorganisms are comprised of a whole host of little colonies, viruses, bacteria, funguses, protozoa, amoebas, worms, all those wonderful goodies. And the reality is, if you didn't have them, you'd be dead. So it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. It's a bad thing, though, when the bad ones take over. And they are opportunistic, and they take over when our immune systems are compromised. So it's really, really important to focus on activities and eating habits and a lifestyle that keeps your immune system strong. That's probably the key message I want to leave with you today, is that if you can keep high immunity, your body knows what to do to fight viruses and bacteria and toxic loads and so forth. So my program is really, really to educate people on little things that they can start implementing to mitigate the toxicity in our foods, in our waters, and in our thoughts, you know, how to change some of those so that you can just help your body to actually take care of itself and to stay healthy and to heal. So in my program, you know, unfortunately, lots of healing is focused on change within the body, physically, our flesh, the structure. And you know, as a kinesiologist, and again, it's just my truth, I'm learning more and more every day that, in fact, we are energy. We are energy, we are frequency, we are so much more than the piece of meat that we're housed in. And, in fact, this energy that we're housed in is actually highly intelligent and very sensitive, and it is sensitive to everything, your Wi-Fi, your phones, negative thoughts, toxic energy around you, lack of sleep, you name it. Our bodies react to everything. It's actually a miracle that we even, survive and thrive as we do under these circumstances. That's how amazing your body is. It's extremely, extremely sensitive. And so in my program, what I address is, as we are transforming, it's to be able to be mindful that we do this on all levels, not just in the flesh. It's transforming your beliefs, your values, your emotions, your mental state, and ultimately your energy. Because if you can vibrate at a higher frequency, or be in flow state, or find your bliss, your immunity will be high. So I work with all of those different levels in my program. So, and again, I think if any of you are interested afterwards, and you can send me an email or a WhatsApp or a message or a comment with your email address, I can send you more information. I think the links to my websites are on here. If you found me, you'll also have my Facebook details. So just get in touch any way you want to, and I can give you more information. So essentially this program runs over 90 days, and it's really actually quite simple. I do an initial consultation, I get a baseline assessment, I have a look at what issues are relevant for you, and then we start with a cleanup. When we get the house in order, when your house is in a state and it's a big mess and you've been hoarding a lot of stuff over time and you can't move and you can't think straight, that's pretty much how your body is. So what happens also when we get into a compromised immune state, I see it as when you're in a war situation and there's lots of little soldiers on the battlefield, thousands of little let's say Russian soldiers and South African soldiers, it's very difficult to actually see which are the good guys and which are the bad guys, and sometimes we end up shooting our own oaks, and I think the immune system is a little bit like that. If you have an overload of lots of viral, bacterial, fungal activity, it is possible then sometimes that you get a reaction or an inflamed state where it can appear as if the immune system is attacking itself. But I'm not going to get into that too much now. Just have to say that when it is a very confusing state and there's a lot of confusion, things can happen. So the first thing I do in my program is I assess the toxicity load within my client, I assess the pathogenic load, and I assess the stress load in that person's life, and then how it's manifested in their body. From there, each protocol is tweaked for every single person's specific imbalance, whether it's just an imbalance in hormones or if they come to me saying that they're overweight and they want to lose weight, or if there's inflammation and edema and pain. I assess, what's the cause of the pain, and then what we need to clean up within their bodies. But ultimately, what I see often, which are the things that I look for, and people don't know this, and it's so important to go and find this out for yourself. The study of the human microbiome is showing now that the state of the pathogenic load in your body can cause what we refer to as neurotoxins, and it's these neurotoxins that cause nerve inflammation, that cause nerve pain. And often when I see clients that have been told they have fibromyalgia or MS or lupus, scleroderma, Sjogren's disease and so forth, what they actually have is they have inflammation. They have inflammation of the nerves, of the tissues, Yeah, so the first thing I do in my program is I bring down the pathogenic load. We clean out the heavy metals and the toxins. I have an extensive, I think 42-page manual with all this information in. So I literally show you the steps on how to go about cleaning up, reducing inflammation, very important. And then the next stage is alkalizing your body. What a lot of people don't know is that fundamentally, if your body is alkaline, you shouldn't really be able to get sick. You know, we get in a disease state when our bodies are highly acidic. And you know, what are the factors that cause high acidity in the body? Stress, toxins, unfortunately, meats, eating foods that create histamine reactions in the body. So an alkalizing diet is, again, it's just lots of fruits and vegetables. None of this is rocket science. I think the great benefit of my program is that I try and make it as easy as possible for people, because it can be overwhelming. You know, we don't really always know what to do next and who to listen to. And I'm not saying you have to listen to me. I'm just saying that I do have a program that over the last 6 years has proven to be very successful for many people. And you can please go and have a look at my testimonials on my website, gillianoshea.com or gatewaytowellness.live. Yeah, so, and while I'm assisting people with doing the cleanses, I address the other important elements to getting back into balance. And you know, those are the things like our beliefs and our values, because at the end of the day we will spend all our energy running away from or running towards what we believe. You know, your values drive you, and sometimes the beliefs and the values that you hold are not really serving you anymore. So it's quite a healthy exercise when you're taking stock of imbalance in your life and a disease state, to have a look at, you know, what values and beliefs are maybe keeping you in that state, or maybe, you know, sabotaging your life. And we do, as human beings, we create little sabotages for ourselves. Kinesiology is great modality to help break down and identify sabotages and help you to move past that. Because if you have a sabotage online, you even though you know what you need to do, you don't do it. That's sabotage. But we don't always know why we're sabotaging ourselves. So with kinesiology, I help people to tap into their bodies, find out what their issues are, and correct those and balance those, so that they're able to heal and move on, and ultimately put themselves first, and to do the work so that they can manifest a healthier, happier life. So the program is offered in Neisner. Sometimes clients come and fly in and see us over here, and we help them with accommodation. We also facilitate clients in a retreat format, and then obviously this program is also available online. I am able to assist clients via Zoom and WhatsApp over long distance, and we courier our products to our clients all over the world. I think the other thing that I want to mention tonight is that I have an amazing team. I have a wonderful alchemist. He's a naturologist, and together we've worked on our formulations, and he's developed all our moochies that I use in my program. It is fantastic, powerful spagyric medicines, natural. Maybe go and have a look at what spagyric medicines are. They're very effective, very powerful, and because we make it ourselves, you know, we're also able to control the quality of the products and ultimately keep the prices down. So Um, all the products that I use in my program are formulated by my colleague. He's a naturologist and an iridologist working here in Neisner. And so from our cleansers to the products that we use to build the body up, to Terraform, all our products are formulated and made by us. Yeah, and that's that. I have a presentation which I will make available after this. I can share with you a bit of my journey, just in case you were interested. I have been there, done that, got the t-shirts. I can say I'm very grateful for my blessings today, but I wasn't really while I was going through it at the time. But I've had some major health issues which I've overcome. I've had financial issues that I've had to overcome. I've been through breakups, pretty much I think everything that people can go through I've gone through, and I'm still here, and today I'm thriving. I've got a wonderful practice. I work with amazing colleagues. I've got wonderful clients. I have an amazing life. So I just want to tell you that anything is possible. Any transformation is possible. And I think the biggest key to radical transformation really is, and this is why I love kinesiology so much, is that when you learn to tune in to yourself and find out what your needs are and live for yourself first, then you can share your gifts with the world and with everybody else, and be all that you were meant to be. So many of us, and again, especially women, we are externally focused. We get our validation from other people. We get our love from loving other people. We value ourselves. We measure ourselves by other people's opinion. And if you can just start today to stop doing that and to tune in to what doesn't feel right and what your needs are, and even if you're not sure what you want, just start tuning into what doesn't make you happy, what you don't want, and start looking at that. And then the second thing is, to live with a grateful heart. There where you focus on where your thoughts are, if you focusing on negativity, crime, what everyone else is doing, what they have and you don't have, all the calamity in the world, crime, government corruption, that causes major stress in your mind, in your body, and it can be debilitating. So it brings down your energy levels. And when you're trying to heal or transform or get yourself into a better place, it's really, really not a good thing to focus on anything that brings you down, anything that's negative. So if you can just start a healthy habit, because everything is habits, what you're doing when you're negative is just a habit. So if you can start, fake it till you make it, start focusing and choosing to be more positive, I can promise you in 21 days you will create a different reality for yourself. But these are some of the things that I teach in my program. And the great thing about this program is, for the 3 months that you work with me, you have my support via email, via WhatsApp. You're not in this alone. Yes. I can see you now. Exactly. Surround yourself with positive thoughts and positive people. We're living in such an amazing time right now. One of the biggest blessings, it's unfortunate, how COVID has affected so many of our lives, but COVID has also brought with it, again, it depends on your attitude. I see a lot of positivity that's come out of this terrible calamity, and that is that our world is changing very, very fast. People are becoming more and more concerned about their specific individual spirituality. We are realizing more and more we are energy, and that we're actually not so different. We're more the same, and we all have the same needs. We all want to connect. We all want, really, essentially, is we want more love. You know, the older I get and the wiser I get and the more I study and the more clever I think I am, the more I realize that at the end of the day, we all just want to give and receive love. We are loving beings. That's what we were meant to be. That's what we were meant to do here on this earth, in this lifetime. Not to struggle so much. We do a lot of struggling. We do a lot of human doing, and it makes us ill. So yes, positive thoughts, focusing on what it is that you are grateful for. These are a couple of the steps to take to radically transform your life. You know, I was at a stage in my life where I was ready to get in the car and drive off the cliff. You know, I've been there. I've been really down and out, and really, I can say if you go through this program, you can get out victorious on the other side. And you know, it's been such an amazing exploration for me to go through for myself, that it's the biggest gift to be able to assist someone else on this journey to fall in love with yourself, with your life. You know, to really get up every morning and go, yes, to greet the day with positivity and with love in your heart and excitement. And you know, there were many years that I lived in a stress state, in a corporate job and chasing deadlines and targets, and I've been there. I know what it's like, and you know, I'm so grateful for the life that I live today. But it's been a journey of some radical transformation, but it's been worth it. It's really worth it. It's a pleasure. Hi, Marionette. Lovely to see you. Thanks, Lizzle. No questions. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Yes, Glenda, I did. I got in the car and I came to Knysna. I've got some amazing friends on here tonight. It's so nice to see you. Mwah, mwah. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Marionette, I mean, you have been evidence of that. I've got Marionette on here tonight. She's been through my program, most of the program. She's still on the program, and she's had, I mean, some radical changes in her health, in her eyesight, in her life, in her attitude. And I think the biggest one is falling in love with self. You know, yours has been a particularly wonderful unfolding, Marionette. It's been so nice to share this journey with you. Thank you for letting me assist you. So what's next? There's links to my program on my Facebook page, on my websites. If you're not sure, WhatsApp me, send me your questions or your answers. For me, all I know, what's true for me, is that miracles happen every day. Our bodies are highly intelligent. They are not acting inappropriately. When your blood pressure rises, maybe it should rise. Maybe you're dealing with stress. Maybe you're fighting a virus, you know. Maybe it's a completely appropriate reaction. So a very good idea is to actually tune in and see, well, if my body's intelligent, why am I having this response? And if we can go in and address that and balance that, your body can come back into homeostasis. So these are the types of things that we look at in my practice. Thank you, Glenda. Yes, no, it's, you know, part of transforming and going through a transformation journey what I've learned for myself is it is okay to ask for help. In fact, you deserve help. You deserve love. And it's sometimes very hard for us. We are proud, you know, and we we have a strange relationship with guilt and shame. And I was forced in my life to really ask for help. Um, and thank God I had a wonderful family and friends that were able to help me in a time when I just couldn't do it on my own. And yes, and I'm so grateful for the people in my life today. So there is no shame and guilt in asking for help. It takes a lot of courage to ask for help. Yes, Marionette, that's wonderful. So I have a client who was told she's blind in one eye, and when she came to see me, her eye, the muscles in her eye were completely ineffective. Her eye was like out to the one side. And she actually didn't come to me for her eye, she came to me for other health issues. And she's just told me that she passed her driver's eye test today with flying colors. So she's got vision back in her eyes, and she's just looking absolutely amazing. There's pictures of her on my website. That's wonderful news. Wonderful. I'm so grateful. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Aren't our bodies amazing? It's wonderful. Okay, so I think I've said everything I wanted to say tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I really just wanted to, you know, give you some hope that whatever you're going through, I don't know who you all are and what you're going through. I believe we were put on this earth to have a blissful experience and to feel good every day. And if there's anything robbing you of your joy, of robbing you of feeling good, of vibrating with yumminess and energy, you know, whether it's financial stress or depression or chemical imbalance or you know, health issues, reach out, ask for help. You've only got one life to live in this lifetime anyway. We don't know how many we have, I don't know. But life is precious, you know. Make a choice, start today, choose you, and do something for yourself so that you can live your best life. And there are so many people all around the world that actually coach and assist people with this today. So I'm not saying I'm the right person, but you know, if you resonate with me and you'd like to know more, here I am. Contact me. I'd love to work with you. Thank you, everybody. I think if you don't have any questions, we're just under an hour, then I'm going to love and leave you. Thank you, Marionette. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Thanks for joining me. If you want to know more, get in touch. Thanks, Matt. Thank you for joining me. Love you lots. Bye. Bye.